Hello again, everybody. Yes, this is me again doing my hair. And I wanted to talk about my last video and the ridiculous amount of traffic and why I only had like one night of doing it. So I live in Arlington, Texas. And so Taylor Swift had not just one concert here, but she had three. One on Friday, Saturday, and one on Sunday. Plus we had the Rangers, who I believe it was opening weekend. And it was having just one of them is like traffic out, and then having just like one Taylor Swift concert would have made traffic hell the entire week. There were three. And what did they do with my other clip? Oh, here it is. And so, unfortunately, that weekend was a total bust. Like, I couldn't do DoorDash. Couldn't really Randonautica. I couldn't really do anything. You could see, like, thousands of people walking the street. So you couldn't even really drive at, like, a normal speed. And yes, I do only really go out at night because I don't even know how to explain it. I just don't. I'm not good during the daytime. I'm not a daytime person. But I don't even know what I'm doing. And plus, Randonautica is just a little bit more fun at night. And DoorDashing's a lot more easy at night. And when you have, like, ridiculous anxiety like I do, I'll use just a little bit more easy in life. But I figured that, you know, I could mostly just avoid, like, the major roads. And I would be okay, right? Yeah, no. All the roads. All the roads. Especially, like, near the stadium is bad. Thankfully, I live, a good, like, 2 major intersections away. So it was enough that it, like, we didn't get too much of the traffic, like, right where I am. But yeah, you go, like, one major intersection down and it's just impossible. You know, I'm sure that if I were to be one of the people at the concert, then it probably would have been a bit more exciting for me. But can't really afford concerts, especially one that high priced. Like, I've lived here for close to 4 years now. Texas the majority of my life, and I've never been to AT&T Stadium. Even the old one that was in Irving, I've never even been to that one. Never been to a Cowboys game. So never even done that. And I haven't been to the new Ranger Stadium either. But it's just, yeah, those things are exciting when you don't live here. And it interrupts your kind of daily living. But I heard it was amazing. So I hope everybody that went had a lot of fun. But unfortunately, Randonautica was and DoorDashing. It's not in the cards for me this weekend, apparently. But hopefully this weekend it will be better. It is officially Friday. By officially, I mean it's like almost 10 o'clock at night on Friday night. And yes, I am doing my hair to go out DoorDash and maybe do some Randonautica. Depends on how good DoorDash does. If I can get me some gas or not. I don't know. We'll see. It's been about a week. Unfortunately, I have run out of a lot of my medications and mental health medication. And my doctor retired at the end of last year. And me, being the person I am, I decided to skip my last appointment because it would mean that we would have to talk about what was next for me. The doctor I've been with since like the better part of a decade. He's been there with me through a lot of big life things. So yeah, him leaving for me was a big thing. And fortunately for me, avoidance is a coping skill. Not a positive coping skill of mine, but it's a coping skill. So, unfortunately, yeah, I missed my last appointment, so couldn't get, like, the refills on my medications and stuff, and a lot of them just ran out. And it's not, they don't make it, like, simple to where you could just call and be like, hey, I need a new mental health provider. Can I make an appointment? Okay, yeah, we got you an appointment in, like, a month. No. You have to talk to, like, 50 different people. And nobody ever answers the phone. So you have to talk to 50 different machines. And then, of course, like, every time they call back, I have phone anxiety. So anything having to do with like, talking to people on a phone. Like, obviously not like this, because I'm not talking to anybody. Just sitting here in my bathroom talking to myself. Like, anything talking to people on the phone is ridiculous anxiety. Like, it's making me a little bit a little bit anxious right now just thinking about it. And so it can't just be like an easy thing to just go and get a new provider and talk to somebody and not have to talk about all my stuff. Because every new provider wants to hear, they don't want to read the notes. They want to hear it from you. Even though everything is already in your charts because you've been seeing the same provider for 9, almost 10 years. They want to hear it. And it's stuff that you just don't want to bring up because, again, avoidance is a coping mechanism. And so I have been kind of dealing with trying to get up the courage and the strength to actually do what I need to do, which is just go and really just, I need to just go up there and tell them I need to see an on-call doctor. But without most of my medications that help with my anxiety, especially my biggest anxiety medications, I no longer have, and I haven't been on for a few days. It should be a lot easier than it actually is. And I think anybody with like mental illness will understand this. But if you've never dealt with it, then, I mean, it's hard to understand exactly what it is. Like, just go out there and do it, right? It should be that easy, but it's not. And so, instead of just going up there and getting it done, or calling and getting that done, making an appointment for like 3 or 4 months away and still being on my medications, or just driving up there, which is like a 30, 45 minute drive. It's not bad. And I just completely just don't do it, and I go without my medications that I desperately need. And I just, brains. I don't understand why brains work this way. It just doesn't. It sucks having mental illness, and it sucks whenever people don't understand it. And it sucks when you still have to continue living despite the fact that knowing that nobody really understands what you're going through. And then having to be taken off these medications that you've been using for years. Because of the mental illness. But it's unfortunate that mental health offices and facilities, they should have people better equipped to understand about things like this, instead of just expecting us just to be able to call or be able to just come up there like, I guess, like a normal person. They should be able to understand that we just can't, it's something that we can't do. But unfortunately, the VA hospital that I go to for this, some of their, I would say most of them, but I don't really know most of them. But especially the one that I'm dealing with now, they're not, it's like she got mad at me for like missing my last appointment. And it's like, yeah, and like, but it's like, you should understand mental health patients better than to just expect the same thing. I mean, it sounds like an excuse, like, we're not normal, so don't treat us normal. But you should understand that our brains don't work normal. I wish they did. That would be amazing if our brains worked normal. We wouldn't need all this stuff. We wouldn't need all this medication. Unfortunately, they don't, and we do. And I have more than half of my medications are out right now. So yeah, doing anything at night helps because there's less people. Like for door dashing, it's more drive-through rather than going inside and dealing with the people in there or the workers or anything like that. You just have to talk to a speaker and then a person, and then just grab the bag and go. And at night, most of the people are pretty much just like, put it on my porch and that's it. Which is my favorite. You don't have to interact with anybody. You just have to grab the food, drive to the person's place, and then put it down, take a picture, and walk away. That sucks. And mental illness makes even that difficult. So that, along with the intense, ridiculous event traffic last weekend, kind of slowed a lot of things down. And it's, let's say it's hard. It's hard isn't even a word. It's almost unbearable. And so, of course, there's no door dashing. So that means that limited gas and no randonauting. And then, so, also no door dashing means not having really money to buy food. So I'm having to ration that and having to make sure that the cats are fed and the dog is fed. And I will always make sure that they have food. I will starve for literal weeks as long as they have food. I think any self-respecting human being could say that. Should say that. So this week has been full of almost no food. So just that energy that I would have, that little bit of energy that I would have in the first place is just gone. And I'm a big girl, you know? Like, I don't eat for a day, and the next day I'm getting, like, dizzy and shit. Like, but unfortunately that's, my brain works in mysterious ways. It would rather me be sitting here, just literally starving myself and not doing anything than to actually go through just a little bit of anxiety, go out there and do some door dashing so that I can get some Randonautica done and some food and or just to go to the freaking doctor. Just to drive to the doctor. Brains. People underestimate them. And the way they work. And it sucks that so many people just can't understand. Just do it. Why can't you just go out there, just go to the doctor, just go be seen by an on-call doctor and tell them your full story in like 15 minutes after 30 years of trauma. Put that in a 15-minute conversation and then have them probably tell you, okay, we're going to have you see this provider from now on. And here are some of your medications, but we can't give you all of them because you haven't been on them for a while. Or we don't agree with you being on this medication. Or, yeah. They're kind of gave a little bit of insight of how my brain sees it. But just imagine that, like, times a million. And that's my brain 24/7. But in these scenarios in my head. So then I stress about what the scenario is going on in my head. Whenever it may be nothing like that in real life. But I've already stressed myself out about it so much that it's almost undoable. Damn, man, yeah, this is... haven't lived through it, you don't understand it. But yeah, so that's why this last video was almost shorter, I guess. And involved way less points. And a lot more driving. Because it was an eventful weekend for the city. Yay for it, and yay for the people that got to experience that. The fun parts of it. But for me, I didn't really experience it. I avoided it. Like I do everything else in life. You know, like a proper adult should, right? Just avoid everything. If you can't deal with it, just avoid it. Yeah. So yeah. I don't even know why my hair is taking so long. I actually didn't even realize that it's been like, yeah, so long now. But I did go out a little bit last night and do some door dashing. So that was good at least. And obviously I'm going out tonight to do some door dashing. And I know there's going to be a little bit of traffic, but thankfully Friday nights it's not too bad. Okay, so PSA nobody asked for. Tip your delivery drivers. You may think they're just sitting there just picking up food, dropping it off on your door, and that's it, right? They don't deserve that much. We're having to sit there and stand or wait in line for literally 30 to 45 minutes for your stupid little cheeseburger and your like iced coffee. That is not only wear and tear on our cars, but it's our time. And it's our money you're not really getting for your food. So that you don't have to go out and get it yourself. And wait in that 30 to 45 minute line. And have that wear and tear on your car. And then, especially if you live in an apartment building, don't just assume that since you know where you live in that apartment complex, that it's easy to get there, because it's not. So, yeah, tip your delivery drivers, because we're having to spend 30 to 45 minutes wear and tear in our car and gas and all that kind of shit for your little $5 meal while we're making like $2. Literally like $2.25 for a lot of it. So tip them, because it's a lot more stress than you realize. You're not having to go out in that traffic. You're not having to sit there and wait in those lines. You're not having to do that. So we're not making near as much as you think we are. And remember, we have to pay for gas and car expenses and car maintenance and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just remember that next time you order anything to be delivered to your house. Like, obviously you don't have to tip, but it's very much appreciated, I'm sure, for every single delivery driver out there. Because yeah, there are times that I have literally it has taken me an hour from like me getting the order and sitting there just getting the food and like waiting in line and everything, and then trying to find the, like people's apartments, and then having to sit there and walk halfway up across the complex. And yeah, and there are times that yeah, it's for like an hour's worth of work, like $2.25. Yeah. And it's not near as easy or as fun as it seems. But some of us do it because we have no other choice. And if we weren't out there doing it, then who would be? So yeah. So that is this week's Get Ready With Me and We Need to Talk. Mostly just about my annoyance for traffic and for anything that slightly inconveniences me, and mental health issues, and life in general, and loud cats. Make sure that if you want to support my page or me or anything in general, then make sure to check in my description box, and my other social links are there, and my Amazon wish list if you want to help support my future endeavors and my future journeys and adventures. So yeah, and as always, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. That is the best way to help support me.